Spoiler alert, one of these teams completely ruined my prediction table. Let's see how my NIHL predictions held up.
Welcome to BritBoy Hockey.
Welcome back to BritBoy Hockey. In this video, I am reviewing my 2024-25 NIHL predictions, which I made ahead of last season. And if you want to go watch those full videos, the link for the playlist is down in the description and is also as a pinned comment. They were actually team previews, but within that were the predictions. And before we dive in, make sure to slapshot that like and subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss a future video. And if you want to stock up on retro hockey apparel this summer, then check out BritBoy Designs. The link for the website is in the description and in that pinned comment as well. So, with that said, let's get into the predictions. Starting with the Leeds Knights, who finished in first, and I predicted them to finish in first. Top of the table, League and Cup champions, exactly as I predicted. Wasn't too hard to call. They've been a dominant force in basically the past 3 seasons now, pulling off the League and Cup championship three-peats respectively, and they lived up to my and everyone else's hype again this season. Solid from start to finish, but the question is, ahead of this season, can they retain that success to make it 4 in a row? But nevertheless, I will take that prediction as a clean win. Next up, the MK Lightning, back-to-back accuracy on this one as they finished in second, and I predicted them to finish in second, bang on again. They had a strong squad and were consistent all season, ultimately leading to that playoff championship that we all witnessed in Coventry in front of their very loud fans. Not quite good enough to knock Leeds off their League and Cup perch, but comfortably in that runner-up spot in terms of the league. The question is, how will they do this season now that Tim Wallace has gone behind the bench full-time? 2 for 2, we're off to a flyer. Swindon Wildcats, they finished in third. I predicted them to finish in third. That's another one nailed, and that is now 3 predictions in a row. Swindon were always going to be in that top 3 conversation. Maybe not as flashy as your Leeds or MK, but definitely a well-rounded team. Unfortunately, they have no silverware from the 2024-25 season to show, but the question is, can they get their hands on some silver this season? Right, the whole Seahawks. This one surprised me a bit, I must admit. I had them in 6th. They ended up jumping to 4th. I thought they'd be a little up and down again, but they proved me wrong. Some strong heavy metal hockey performances, as some people call it. Good overall form and a real strong team identity that season. Question is, with 4 import forwards, what will the balance of goals for and goals against look like this season? Next, the Peterborough Phantoms. They finished in 5th and I had them in 5th. Back on track, another exact match. 5th place always felt right for the Phantoms. Solid mid-table team, capable of giving anyone a hard night under Slava's leadership, but just lacking that extra firepower to break into the top 3 and ultimately retain their playoff championship. Question is, how will Tate's Phantoms compare to Slava's Phantoms? We will have to wait and see. Next, we've got the Sheffield Steeldogs, and this is where things start to wobble. I had the Steeldogs in 4th, they ended up in 6th. Not a total disaster, but after all the rebuilding in the off-season, the link with the Steelers and the overall hype they had, they were a little bit more inconsistent than many others, including me, had expected, especially when it came into the playoffs. They had some great performances that season, but just didn't have the edge across the entire course of the season. Question is, now that Slava is behind the bench in front of all the fans, how will the team do? So, after 6 teams, I've got 4 bang on and 2 slightly off. Not too bad, but this comes to the tricky end of the table where things always go a bit rogue. And we start with the Romford Raiders. They finished in 7th. I had them in 10th. This one caught me out. It was a big jump from where I had them finishing. It was a great achievement. I thought they were going to struggle, but they found their rhythm, especially in the second half of the season, and it showed with that great cup run and the 2 competitive legs against Leeds in the final. Full credit to them. I got this prediction incorrect, and in all honesty, it was probably the biggest surprise in the table for me personally, though of course you are welcome to disagree. Question is, how will they do this season, and can they make it further into the playoffs and maybe even to Coventry? We will have to see. Next, Telford Tigers. I had them in 7th. They finished in 8th. Not a huge miss, but a slight step compared to expectations. It just felt like Telford were in for a good season this time round. However, it was injuries that really bogged them down. Overall, just a bit of a meh season. Hopefully they will bounce back even stronger this season, and hopefully we'll have less injuries affecting them. Question is, how will Watkins' Tigers do this season, and can they build off of their achievements last season? Next, the Solway Sharks. They finished in 9th. I had them in 9th. Another spot on position, 9th place for Solway, just like I had predicted. This was always going to be a learning season, finding their feet in the National League, and they managed to stay afloat. No pun intended, like Solway Sharks, afloat, the water, get it? Quite funny. I think it's very funny. The editor's laughing too. However, unfortunately for their very loyal and passionate fans up in Scotland, they just couldn't get over the cusp and reach the playoffs, but maybe next season they will. And that is the main question. Can they reach the playoffs? Can they even make it to to Coventry? Not Solway, they're in Solway. They have made some good signings so far, so let's see how they do. Next, we have the Berkshire Bees. I had them in 8th. They finished in 10th. It wasn't the season that the club or their supporters would have necessarily wanted. They often found themselves short bench without a competitive makeup of players, alongside of course many off-ice issues. A tough season all around, and it's going to be weird not seeing them in the hangar next season. All the best, Bees fans. Hopefully we see you return in the future. And to round this video off, we have the Bristol Pitbulls. They finished in 11th. I predicted them in 11th. It was a tough ride for the Pitbulls and their supporters in the pound. They just couldn't get out of that bottom spot, even with the new leadership of Barry McKenzie as their coach. But still, there were some bright spots and player performances that they can build on. And the question is, with the mysterious cash influx that everyone is talking about, can the Pitbulls shock people and make it into the playoffs? So that's my review of my 2024-25 NIHL predictions. Some predictions were spot on, others not. If you enjoyed this review, then make sure to slapshot that like and subscribe button and turn on notifications so you are first in line for our upcoming predictions, which will be both the EIHL and NIHL. And of course, don't forget to check out BritBoyDesigns.com for your retro hockey apparel this summer. And as Mr. Ryan Reynolds would say, don't have a good day, have a great day. Thank you for watching, and make sure to return for this upcoming season's predictions. It's been BritBoy Hockey, and goodbye.